Well, hello YouTube. It's another day in the shop. It's a big day. We're going to be doing something a little bit different than just riveting and assembling and stuff. We're going to be making. That's right. We're going to be making. We're going to take this piece of angle iron, aluminum angle iron, and we're going to turn it into that right there. So it's going to be a fun day. Got a couple criticisms, I can already tell you that, but I'll get into that when I actually get into the parts. I've got my my drill press and also my bandsaw here. So we're going to be doing some cutting and some drilling and different things like that. But when I get to that point where I talk about criticism, and it's not criticism about vans, it's not a criticism about the airplane in any way, it's a criticism about something else. So when I get there, I'm going to share that with you and everything. So stay tuned. And like always, this plane's not going to build itself. All right. So rant time. This is my rant. There's nothing against vans. I get it. I understand it. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, we're in America. Got to do American things. I get that, guys. Don't get me wrong. I love my country just as much as you do. One thing that I can never understand is when you are building precision parts, when you have to build a precision part 1.5 inches, yeah, granted that's easy, but at 30 seconds like that can be kind of difficult, right? Now we have all sorts of rulers and stuff in machining that do all of this stuff, but to be honest with you, when it comes to this type of precision, I love metric. I really do. It's easy. 46 millimeters, right? 47, I'm doing this calculation in my head. So, you know what I'm saying? And this is my rant. Like I said, it's nothing against vans. It's nothing against anything else, but precision, when you want to go with precision and stuff, to me, millimeters would be the best way to go, or, metric, because you can get more precise in that. And that's just my personal opinion. Now, granted, we've been building thousands of millions of things, the space, all sorts of precision device machinery using the old empirical method, but it just drives this here. I prefer. So typically what I do is I convert all of these into decimals, and then I convert them into millimeters, because that to me is easier. Now, you guys are different, and I get it. Hey, we're in America, do America. I get that. I trust me, I understand that wholeheartedly. I think I got the wrong piece, to be honest with you, because that's saying only 1 inch. I guess we got to cut this, and then this is supposed to be 2 3/8, so I got to look at that. So maybe we got to cut this too. So yeah. So there you go. I am. That's my rant, and I'll be quiet after that. This is my rant, and I will be quiet. Length of 2.5. Yeah. So that's right. So yeah. So we got to cut this down too. So yeah. There you go. I'm done. I'm just reading it and everything. So we got to cut this piece down as well. And everything to get it dimensionally here. So that's it. That was my rant. Like I said, just prefer to do this stuff in millimeters. I can convert it. I get it. I understand it. But to me, and everything. So, all right. So it's not going to cut itself talking about it. I beat this horse to death. It's time to get to work. All right, YouTube. So I am all about production, getting things repeatability. So what I've done is I've taken the angle iron. If you guys remember when I did my the trailing edge, I took a little piece of that, cut it, made a fence with it. I know you can use that plastic thing that goes in the, I don't like that. It's not accurate enough for me. So what I do is I took that angle iron, I measured 1 inch to the line, leveled this up, and then put it on both sides of the blade and made sure it's flat to make sure it lines up with that. Now I want a little bit fat, and when I say fat, I want the blade on this side of the line, not short, because remember I got to finish this and deburr it and stuff. So a little fat is okay. So I measure here, and then that puts it there. So it's a little bit fat. It's about a bandwidth or a blade wide, and plus this, if you see the blade's got a rivel in it, so it's not going to be that super precise. But I put it on both sides. That way it's level, or it's not level, but it's consistent at the beginning and at the end. The other way you can do it is you take your trusty precision measure and then measure from a datum or a point that you know is somewhat accurate, and then I just clamped it off. Very easy to do, and now I can rip through both pieces at the same time. And I did the same process when I was cutting them off. Actually, this is the extra piece. This is the real piece here. So I set the fence up, ripped them through, and then did that. And then after I'm done with that, then I've got to cut the face, which is just a matter of angling this fence and then cutting through it that way. But just to share with you, a very easy peasy way of making sure you're cutting straight, and it makes so that you don't have to constantly measure. You only have to measure once, or they say measure twice and cut once, but in this case, once the fence is set up, it's just a matter of running the part through the bandsaw. Just wanted to share that with you. All right, so I don't know if I can do this with you, but I want to show you how precise we can get it with that method. I mean, that's 7.9725 of an inch, 0.9725. So you're looking at so we are just roughly, which is the bandwidth, so it's about that much off. Not precision's not there. Not I guess it's good enough for government work, but we're about right there is what we're, so about the blade. And like I said, the problem is the blade has, and that will work. The blade has a ripple. I don't know, I'm trying to catch it. See how that blade has a ripple? It's not perpendicular. It's, so what it's going to do, you got to account for that as well. I didn't do that. So, you know, this is probably deviating. You want to take the blade diameter and double that, and that's about how much off I am if you double that, or actually you would triple it, because it goes, if you think of it like a sine wave, it goes up and then down in both directions. So you're looking at a deviation. So I'm well within, for that blade, I'm well within the cut. I probably should have given myself just a little bit more knowing that, but you know what, it is what it is. It's pretty, you know, that's a micrometer. If I take my trusty ruler here and measure it this way, I mean, there you would never, as you can see, you would call that good. You know, micrometer is a little bit more precise, obviously, so that's well within the 1 inch that they tell you that they want here. So, and then 2 3/8 this way, I believe. Yeah, this isn't, these plans aren't to scale, but the 2 3/8. Instead of cutting this, I can just use my deburring. When I do the deburring process, I can take off that little bit using the deburring. So pretty close, but that's just kind of help you guys kind of understand, you know, this is when I say precision part, what's more important is where these holes go. You know, the dimensionally a little bit wider, that's not going to cause any major issues. It's where these holes go. And like I said, we are definitely there within government work. So there you go. Just want to share that with you. All right, I wanted to show you guys something. We have to mark, and I'll put it in the plans or here somewhere, but we have to mark these dimensionally There's a product that we usually use in the machining industry called Dicom. Dicom is a bluing compound. You put it over it, and what it does is it allows, and then you can scrape your marks and put your marks on it. If you don't have Dicom, just take your primer paint and paint it, shoot your primer paint on that, and then you can use your caliper. So when you're trying to set your dimensions, you can now use your micrometer and stuff and set them in the scratch and do your lines. And so that will help you do it. You know, normally in the machining business, like I said, we use a thing called Dicom, but this is still wet, so I don't want to do it. But so you set it to 2.5, it's off just by 0.0005, but you just set it, and then you just take this with your edge, along your edge, and scribe your mark. I'll show you what that looks like in a little bit, but I just wanted to show you. So if you have primer, any paint will work. Just get some paint and shoot it and let it sit for a little bit as you're reading your instructions. I will tell you, you have to read your instructions on this. This is not easy. It's not hard, but it is. It's a lot more meticulous than what you're used to doing up to this point if you've been following the process with building your airplane. So this is a little bit more. You know, you don't have a whole lot. You got one other piece. You can screw this up one time. So what I would recommend, like I said, is just spray it and then we'll mark it out. I'll show you what it looks like when it marked out. This is still a little bit of wet, so you can see the part that I drew. I got to trim that off to kind of get it dimensionally right. Not dimensionally, but the plans. This bottom base is longer and rounded than the top part, so we have to cut that off, and I'll do that here in a little bit. I'm going to just free cut it, leave a little bit of width on it, and then I'll use my deburring and on my buffer in there to kind of take it off, or I might just use the sander, either or. But actually, you know what? I think I'm just going to sand this down. I can probably just hold on to it and sand it on my belt sander. I know it's a lot of sanding, but I got a pretty aggressive belt on there, so I'll just do that instead of, you know, possibly risk my fingers. I like my fingers attached, you know, to where they're at. So I just wanted to share that with you. And I'll mark this up after. I'm going to give this about 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes or whatever to dry good, and then I'll do it. You can see I made a lot of mistakes trying to do it, and I was like, gosh, I want to show you guys that. It's okay because I can go back and, you know, the drill holes are going to cover up my markings. And that's what gave me the idea. I'm like, why am I doing this so hard? You know, go back to the old school like we used to do it in the machine shop. So that's how we do it, you know. So yeah, so we're, you know, I don't have Dicom, so I just used, you probably won't have it unless you order it. It's spelled D-Y-K-E-M, I believe, if you want to get it from Amazon. To be honest with you, paint works just as well, like what I'm doing. So you can just do that. All right, so now I know why we use Dicom, but this will work. It's not right. It's a lot better than using your mark. So Dicom, if you look at that line here, all the way over here, Dicom will actually produce a better line, kind of similar to that. See how this is big, but this is good enough for us. This is perfect for what we need. You just put your tap in the center, or you punch that in the center. You know, your drill bit, unless you've got a lathe or a mill and everything, your drill bit's going to wobble. That's what actually so you guys know, that's what separates a good drill press versus an okay drill press versus doing it by hand. A okay drill press is kind of like that over there, maybe. Maybe it's stretching okay. It's a stretch to say okay. A mill will actually be precision. The head doesn't move, but see how that line is? But this will work for us and it will line, but if you don't have Dicom, if you have time, get some Dicom. I'll tell you, we're probably going to need it. I've ordered some, but I don't need to get anything done, but I want to get this done today. So, so I did it this way, but that's well within the tolerance, of what I need it to do. It's a lot more precise than using your felt tip marker or whatever. So, but that's how it works. You can paint it, like I said, paint your part, and then you can scratch into it. I even scratched, see my line right there, but then I ran in my other line, see? So that's perfect. That is exactly what I was looking for right there. So that line is exactly 1 inch, inch and a half. Sorry, not 1 inch, inch and a half from the edge. And but that's how you can do it and make your life a little bit easier in marking these parts up. I got to get the part marked up for up here, or the hole for up there, and then we'll get this over on the drill press and get it drilled out. So here you go. I realized that if I hold my micrometer, if I hold those at a little bit steeper angle, in other words, to the part, if I, instead of going flat when I'm scratching, I'm trying to show you, instead of going so flat while I'm scratching, if I hold it up like this a little bit more and then run my line, I can get a better line. Dykem, you know, obviously paint's not made, but as you can see, those lines are a lot finer. And that's kind of how Dykem gives you. That's what Dykem gives you, is a real fine line. But if you're using paint, what I would do is instead of your angle of your part as you're scribing this way, instead of flat, put it up on edge a little bit more. And that will give you the finer line that we need. But yeah, you know, this is poor man's Dykem. If you don't have any, you know, just do it that way. Just paint it, and then you can see that. That is the part that needs to be the next hole that needs to be drilled. So so I've got these two done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and drill these out, and then I will use this kind of as a measurement to see how my see how my process is working, and then I will then proceed on the next one. Like I said, I think what I'm going to do, not what I think, what I know I'm going to do, is I'm actually going to use the belt sander to get this down, instead of trying to run this part back through the bandsaw. Oh, there you go, you two. After some cutting and sanding and deburring and everything, so there are the two left and front spar attachment brackets made up. And then so after these are done, we're gonna pull out, we gotta pull out the other spars, the front spar. So this is a whole nother section. So we'll start 8.4. This is 8.4 and 8.5. So this is 8.3. So we got all of this done, cut, and everything. So we got these are our brackets, and we will get those. I'm happy. A lot of lessons learned, some things that I probably would do different next time, but they will definitely work. They will definitely work. So so that is about that, and check the measurements to make sure the holes line up the way that they should, and they do, and everything. The shape, I don't have quite this shape, and these edges, it's pretty close. I think of that commercial. I think so. It's pretty close. That rounding gave me a little bit of fits and stuff, but other than that, I'm pretty happy. Like this one here comes in a little bit too much. I might rework that one. I've got enough to do another one, so I'll take a look at that and just kind of measure it. But I'm still within the tolerances here as far as the meat goes. So I'm not overly concerned, but you know, I'll just put it on the shelf and kind of think about it for the next day or so and see what I want to do. All right. Well, YouTube, I am back. So, did the last video. I called Vans. Great customer service, great customer support. Spoke with them, and this is not gonna cut. This is what I did. And you know, the old feeling is that if you just don't feel comfortable doing what you know, if you're not happy with your work, don't accept it. So see the big difference? So this is what it should be, and this is dead on now. I measured these now. It might be a little off because I did polish the edges to kind of take off the edges to deburr them. But this is what the foot should look like. It should come out 1 inch and 21/32 past this. This should be 1.5 inches, and this should come out 1 inch and 21/32. What that does is if you notice here, because this is what holds your horizontal stabilizer on. And if you notice, there's not enough meat in that hole, because these actually get drilled out even more. There's not going to be enough meat in that hole to, yeah, could you have gotten by? Yeah, but see the difference? See how much more materials there is there? I don't know if you guys can see that. I mean, there's a lot more material. This is fine. Maybe we should do that. See that? See how much more material I just added? So what I did is I called Vans. I had them ship me another one of these angle iron, but I did get this one mocked up. I did get it cut. Not cut. The holes aren't cut, but I did get it. Punched for the holes, so I can drill those. But that's what it should look like. That foot should come out. So this is this piece here. So this is the right. I put left on it because I did that to it. But actually, if you look at it, it's more of this guy here, right? The left should come out this foot this way. So this is the piece. I got more coming. There's still more work that I can do in the shop, but this is what it should have looked like. This is scrap. I'll save this for scrap. Who knows? I might put it somewhere. This, that old feeling. If you get that feeling that it just doesn't feel right and everything, throw it out. Start over, right? What I did to kind of help me visualize is I took my measurements and I drew them out on a board. So that way when I put the pieces down, I can check their measurement against the board. And then this one here is, if it was this side here, like this, and then see how this should be the curved part. See how so that's what I did. So to help me visualize it, and this is the part that I'm taking away inside here. So what I did is I drew it out on a board, put my measurements, and then kind of use this as my template. I'll do the same thing when I get the other piece. I'll just, obviously it's going to go over to this side like this, and look at that, it lines up, and then, it's going to hang over. So then I'll mark it. So, but this is what I did is I drew it out on a piece of board, on some board, and then laid it out, and then that way I know where my cut should be, how wide my base should be. So that's within tolerance there. So this part is good. The other thing that I did is I know I did the jigs and all of that. I free cut this, and I did a lot better job free cutting it. So what I did is I just marked out the line that I wanted to free cut, and I just stayed shy of that line, blades width, and then I used my sander over there, and then also my buffer, and I brought it down. But this is well within tolerance. This is what it should. I mean, yeah, can you even get it better with a machine? Absolutely, but freehanding it, this is good. I am happy with this. This, I don't know, my last video, you guys heard me kind of, I don't know, I got to think about it. Well, I thought about it. That's junk. This is, I'm happy with that. I have zero problems with that piece right there. So I'll wait, but I still got more work to do. I got to pull out parts. So while I'm waiting on the other part, I will continue and march on and everything. And I can't tell you guys how a good set of a micrometer. This one here is made by Vinci. This does millimeters, inches, and also fractions. You can't beat a good micrometer. You guys really need one. And like I said, I set my distance that I need, did my measurements. You see my calculations there. Did my measurements, set it here, and then ran along the edge, and I scribed those lines. You can see those lines in there, and that was all done with the micrometer. Yeah, you can use the Dicom to see it even better, but if for us that my eyes are still good, this works well. So just wanted to give you guys an update and let you know, you know, we got to post the good with the bad because, you know, we all make mistakes, and you know, it's very important that we share those with you to keep you guys from making the same ones. But like I said, I just did a free cut here and then pitched it out at the end, at the very end, and then I filtered off, and that's what it should look like. It should have that dog leg, I guess, is what they call it. I don't know. I don't play golf and stuff, but that's what it should have. All right. Thanks. Have a great day. Get my big meaty hands out of the man. I can tell you that was some work getting those two little pieces. There was a lot going on there. A lot going on there. Here's what I wish I had my my Haas, my CNC machine, because I would have just CNC'd them, and they would have been perfect. Like I said, I got one of the slants in. I gotta measure that. I'm gonna measure that again, and everything. But where the holes are where they should be, and there is enough material there. But you know, I want to take a look at them. You know, part of me says let's put them on a CNC, get a CNC. I got some buddies that got some CNC machines. Have them mill them for me. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I did them by hand. Did them with some Harbor Freight tools. Big difference between when I had my verticals, my mills and stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm not structurally not an issue. I'm not concerned about that at all. Appearance wise, I know I can do better because I do machine work, or I used to do machine work and everything. So I don't know. You're not seeing me go to the bank with them yet. So I'm going to think about it. I'm going to sleep on it and think about it. But structurally, they're fine. They have more than enough material, so I'm not worried. That's not what I am concerned about. It's just the appearance, I guess, is the thing. Precision. I'm looking for precision and everything. So I'm gonna kind of sleep on it and see what I want to do. Like I said, I might just go to one of my buddies' shop who I know has a vertical mill, and maybe mill them. You know, make them spot on, perfect. I don't know, but like I said, you know, I'm not like from a material standpoint. They're structurally sound. Nothing wrong with them. All the holes are where they're supposed to be. All the holes measure out where they need to be. So like I said, I'm just gonna sleep on it and kind of think about it and everything. I am a little upset about the dog leg. So if you look at the plans, there's a dog leg where it comes out where the base should be an inch and 21/32, and the top should be an inch and a half. They are an inch and a half, but what happened is when I rounded the corners, I kind of took the edge in a little bit there. So I'm gonna take a look at those and see. You know, I'll make a decision and let you guys know. But I learned a lot from this. Yeah, absolutely. I learned a lot from this this process. And with that, I just have to say thanks for joining me in the shop. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that share, that like, that notification button. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section, and I'll try to answer those. Keep them to the airplane, building of the airplane, or airplane related, and I'll get those answers out to you. And like always, you know, God bless you guys. Stay safe and be well.